Good morning, everybody. I'm hoping you all can hear me. Thank you for your promptness and your attention. We have a full agenda. So with that, I'd like to kick it off, and we are blessed to have Reverend Ron Smith to do our invocation. Ron?
Thank you very much. Join me in prayer. Almighty God, the God and Father of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the God and Father of our Lord Jesus Christ, we gather this morning in your presence as a community for the annual business meeting of the entire Cypress community. And as we do, we are conscious that you have designed us as human beings to live and be in community with others. We're also aware that there are over 60 instructions which you have given to us about being in community. We are to love one another, serve one another, encourage one another, forgive one another, and bear with each other, among other things. These directives given by Jesus and the apostles instruct us on how to live in community with each other by showing sacrificial love, humility, kindness, and mutual support. And whether we are Christ followers or not, as we listen to reports, learn new information, and explore new possibilities, may we live into this kind of community and show humility, respect, and love for both our professional leadership, the leadership community, and indeed each other and every one of our fellow residents. Come and be in our midst, Holy Spirit, and guide our conversations so that our words are honoring to you and instructive to each of us. We ask and pray these things and give ourselves to you. In Jesus' name, I pray.
Amen. Thank you very much, Ron.
I'm leaving. I'm going to visit.
He's going to visit some of our residents who are less mobile. So with that, I'd like to invite Jane. I don't see it. Jane Thornhill? Oh, you're Jane Thornhill? Okay. To lead us in the pledge. Thank you very much, Jim. Thank you. All right, we have our human resources recognition, so we will kick off with that. Emily?
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. If I could have our employees of the month and the rookies of the month that have joined us this morning, please come on up so we can recognize you. So in recognition, we are actually doing 2 months. We are doing August and July. We do have a couple of the employees that are not here, so I definitely want to make sure that we are able to recognize them as well. The first is for August 2025. Employee of the Month is Jeremiah Winkler in maintenance. I figured we would definitely get a round of applause for him. I know a lot of you are familiar with Jeremiah. What Joe shared with me about Jeremiah is that he's taken ownership in our AL and our memory care community up in that area. He takes great care of the residents and the staff. He always goes the extra mile in whatever task he's asked to do. He shows commitment and compassion to everything he does. He gets lots of Cypress Valors, and Joe said, I am so proud to have him on our team. So a round of applause for Jeremiah. Also, Employee of the Month recognition for August is Falekish. Falekish is in our AL memory care part of that team. And what Connie shared with me is that she constantly demonstrates exceptional dedication, a positive attitude, and a strong team spirit. She's known for her hard work and a warm, welcoming smile she brings to every shift. She's deeply committed to ensuring our residents receive the highest quality of care often anticipating their needs before they arise, going above and beyond to make them feel comfortable and supported. So a round of applause for Felekish. Now, Rookies of the Month for August, we have Q. Her name is actually LaQuisha Turner. What we nicknamed her Q. She loves that nickname, or she came with the nickname, not sure, but she just is, just in my personal interactions with her as well, she's just a delight. So Tyler had shared that her hospitality promise is number 5. We hold ourselves and one another accountable. Q has been in the receiver role for several months. She takes pride in her work. Her effort is always 100%. She will take it upon herself to implement different strategies in her role that may not always work, but it's worth a shot. She's going to try. She continues to move forward. She works in the most efficient methods in her day-to-day routine, and she has extremely high expectations of herself. So a round of applause for Q. Our last recognition for August is Amanda Slater. She's our Rookie of the Month from Security. She is a nursing student at UNF who already has a degree in psychology. Pretty neat. She's going to be a force to reckon with when she finishes all of her degrees. That's what Scott told me. He's like, oh. She's a fabulous addition to the team. She covers multiple shifts. She's flexible, all while in school, which is amazing. And most importantly, she's very kind and she's conscientious. So we appreciate our Rookie of the Month and our Employees of the Month for August. Now we're going to talk about September. And one of the Employees of the Month that we're going to start with is standing right here in front of us. We have Shatina Strawberry. She not to take away from anybody, but talk about a force to be reckoned with. Miss Shatina is an amazing employee. I actually know Shatina from when I was here the first time. And, she's a CNA in our healthcare center. And Stephanie had shared with me that, essentially she's a valued CNA on our long-term care team. She began her career with IHS and through dedication and professionalism advanced into her role as a CNA in the healthcare center. Over the years, she's gained a deep understanding of resident needs and provides consistent, attentive care. She's always willing to pick up extra shifts, support her coworkers, and she treats every resident with respect and kindness. Your experience, your reliability, and your commitment, we all agree, and Steph did a great job writing this. It makes you an essential part of our healthcare team. Thank you so much, Shatina. Continuing on, we have Jennifer Peterson. Is Jennifer here? No? She works in the AL Memory Care as the Memory Care Coordinator. She exemplifies passion, dedication, and leadership role. To clarify, she's a manager. I apologize, not a coordinator. She's deeply devoted in the residents in the memory care community. She advocates tirelessly for their well-being and ensures that they receive the compassion, person-centered care they deserve. Her reliability and her trustworthiness have made her a cornerstone of that team, and her ability to build meaningful, lasting relationship with residents and the families set her apart. So congratulations to Jennifer. Now for employees, Rookie of the Month, really, really quick for September. We have Jairus Vigo. He is a server utility, I apologize. He's a utility in dining. He is most respectful, level-headed young man and comes across, his nature is extremely refreshing in the kitchen and utility class. He has gone through difficult shifts working with our dish machine. And Tyler, you did a great job when you wrote this, because I'm gonna put in perspective, and it put things in perspective for me. There are nights when the machine has gone down and the entire dinner dish load was still needing washed. Jairus was prepared to wash every dish by hand. That's close to 1,000 plates, pots, pans, just to put that in perspective. I mean, y'all think about that. I complain when I have 2 dishes. For those difficult times, Jairus has held his head up and been a strong source of reliability for those around him. And I agree, he's always a pleasure to interact with. So one more round of applause for Jairus. And then last but not least, we have our last Rookie of the Month. This is Michaela. Michaela is on the HR team, and Michaela is, definitely she steps up. What I wanted to share is we had a transition in our recruiter, and she essentially took on recruiting coverage right away to make sure that we didn't have a miss. Of course, the department stepped in and supported as well. But since the recruiter left, she has done and handled a lot of the onboarding. She's done an amazing job. She supports me on multiple projects. I think at one point we had like 5 going on. She consistently takes on additional tasks. You are always so cheerful. Extremely pleasant demeanor, all while supporting. And I look forward to partnering with you for many years to come. So if we could just give our entire Employees of the Month and Rookies of the Month one more round of applause. We appreciate it.
Well, thank you all, and congratulations, ladies, and also those who are not here, couldn't make it, but congratulations to all those employees. Just before we move on to the Community Fund update, I just wanted to draw your attention to the back of the agenda, and that's where you'll find the RAC Treasurer's Report. And as you can see, the coffee chat was a pretty lucrative month from my recollections. So that's our final balance, $14,1357 as of August 31st. Okay, with that, I'm going to bring up the Janet Allen, and followed by Wendy. Wendy Griffith, I think, is going to also give some Cypress Village Community Fund updates.
I am really nervous. I haven't been up here in so long. I'm Janet Allen. I am the president of the Cypress Village Community Fund. And I want to introduce our current board. We have Wendy Griffith, who is the treasurer, who took over from Linda Daughtry. Louise Fontecchio, I think she's here somewhere, is the vice president. There she is, standing. Hello. Jerry Borchers, who was sitting behind me over there, he is the newest member and agreed to be the secretary. Barbara Hooper resigned. She said, I've done all I can do here. She was on the board for several years and was on prior to that. She's been a RAC member. She's been so helpful to me over the years of saying, no, you can't do that, Janet, or yes, do this. She's been fantastic. Thank you, Barbara. We also have Kerry McKay on our board. I don't know if he's here. There he is. And Jim Griffiths, he's over there. And Bev Lopes. Not sure if Bev is here. There she is. Hi, Bev. Thank you, board members. The board is reorganizing the structure of the community fund, and we are applying for nonprofit status. Several years ago, the community fund received notice that they needed to get additional information to continue their nonprofit status. The board did not have that information because the prior treasurer had passed away. And so we decided to tackle that. So we are seeking professional assistance for our tax filings and are reorganizing to qualify for nonprofit status. The Scholarship Fund has done that in the last couple of years and has had really good success. They've increased their donations because of IRA distributions and donor advised funds. Do not ask me what they are. Ask the Scholarship Fund. We are working with a tax accountant from South Beach Tax and Financial Services that's located in Jacksonville Beach. The board's understanding is that once we get the paperwork done, it may take a couple of years to get approval. So right now, it's business as usual, but the board has lots of work to do to get there. So that's it for me. Let me introduce Wendy Griffith, the CVCF treasurer for our financial report. Somebody has a question? Yes.
Would you explain exactly what the community fund is?
Yes. The community fund, and I'll be happy to send you some materials if you like. The community fund manages grants that we've received in the past. The two big ones are the Perkins Fund and the Fund in the Hunt. And for example, this past month we just approved money for the veterans group. They wanted to buy some additional caps and hats for the color guard. So, we approved that. Under the Hunt and Fan Fund, we approve things for people that are suffering from dementia and need additional funds for some reason. So, and we also manage the club, some of the club funds. So, and Wendy's going to talk about that.
Okay, we'll go with it. Okay. Good morning. Got up early this morning, put some makeup on, felt good. I'm just wounded by eating a chocolate donut, and I have chocolate between my teeth. I will not smile. The other thing is I was supposed to get the financial report to Katie so you all would get a copy, and I remembered at like 3:30 yesterday. So if you want copies of the report, I'm happy to give it to you. But right now I'm going to give you a lot of numbers, and I'll talk a little bit about the clubs. First of all, we do the accounting for the residents' clubs, and the total that the resident clubs have is about $60,000. And those clubs are the Computer, the Cypress Mart, the Log, the Musical Arts, the Train, and Visual Arts and Workshop clubs, okay? So they do the deposits, we check the bank account, and then we write out whatever checks for expenses the clubs may need. In the community fund, we have a general fund of about $7,456. That also includes, which is not part of the community fund, money that was donated for the library for books. And we do the accounting for that. So if you take away about $1,780, our general fund is about $5,000. And that goes for expenses. It will help pay for the tax advisor. Okay, we have the Hunt Fant Club, and fund, not club. And that is a grant that is received for us to support the needy residents who may exhaust their resources and their assets if they are in independent living, memory care, and also skilled nursing. Okay, and the amount of that fund is $126,500. The Perkins Fund. The Perkins Fund goes to general projects like the hats and shirts for the veterans, and that is for the betterment of all residents of Cypress Village. The Perkins Fund has $31,370. The amounts of these funds are based on the original grants and do not include any unrealized gains from these funds and from investments. The money is kept in Wells Fargo checking. We have about $63,500 in the checkbook right now. But in the Vanguard Fund, we have $388,733. That includes the unrealized gains. Okay? So if you want a copy of this report, I am so happy to get it for you, and I apologize that you don't have it. Thank you.
Thank you, Janet and Wendy. I appreciate it. The floor leaders update will now be given by our new floor leader. Leader is Louise Fontecchio.
Yeah, I'll just stand in front. Well, it's been about a year since I've been up here to see everybody. So hello, and it's nice to be here. Some of you may have heard that about a month ago, I was appointed as the chair of the floor leaders. Virginia Ratliff has done this for many years, has done just a wonderful job. We appreciate Virginia so much for all of her efforts to build a team of wonderful floor leaders who are just welcoming and love to do their job. And I'm going to, of course, build on that, not undoing anything that she has done that's just building a wonderful team. But we are at 96% occupancy. So floor leaders over the years, their main focus has been welcoming new residents. That's not going to change. When we have new residents, we're still going to welcome them, make sure they feel at home. But in the floor leader duties, there's also some other things that floor leaders are supposed to be doing, and that is building neighborhoods within our floors, helping to spread information, and building a community. So with 90% occupancy, knowing we're not going to have lots and lots of new people coming in all the time, what we're going to be focusing on is this neighborhood building. And so hopefully you all are going to be hearing from your existing floor leaders about maybe a Halloween party or a Thanksgiving get-together, or how about a Christmas cookie bake where people, come together on the floor to do neighborhood building activities. Now, some of the floor leaders may not have heard me say this yet, although we have alluded to it in our floor leader meeting, but that's where we're going to start doing a lot of our focus. I need your help, though, and I need your help in two things. First, I need you to talk to your floor leader and tell your floor leader, I'd be happy to bake some cookies. Let's have a Christmas cookie cook-off. Or I'd be happy, whatever. Talk to your floor leader and help do that. Floor leaders over the years in the past have been like A and B 7 or C and D 4. What I've tried to do and what I'm going to continue trying to do is break that down. So it's got an A4, a C3, so that we've got smaller neighborhoods that can be neighborhoods. It's hard to get 40 people together for a cookie bake-off. It's not hard to get 15 or 20. So that's one of the things I want you to do is talk to your floor leaders, say, hey, let's do this, offer to help. But I need something else. I need more people. Don't need money. No, we're not going to, I'm not here for money today. I need your help. For years and years, it's been a floor leader has to be here a year to be a floor leader. Well, that's good. Floor leaders need to know what's going on, but some people get here and get accustomed a lot quicker than that and are ready to take on a role of assistance or leadership. So if you've been here even 6, 7, 8 months, now, if you moved in last month, maybe I'd love to hear from you about some things you'd like to see, but maybe you're not ready to be a floor leader, but even if you've been here a month, you're ready to give me ideas. So what I need is people who are willing to help, who want to be a floor leader, who want to maybe be assistant floor leader. Out in the units, the unit leaders have assistant unit leaders. So I could use some assistant floor leaders. I need you. I need people. I need warm bodies that have active minds, not just bodies, to help me out. So if you know your floor leader, contact your floor leader. If you don't know who your floor leader is, call me. And if you don't have a floor leader right now, we're going to work on that too. But I need bodies to help out, to plan things, to be active. Active, active, active is what we're looking for. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you, Louise. Building on neighborhood and community, our next speaker is Bill Peterson, who is heading up a new subcommittee from the veterans called Vets Helping Neighbors. Come on up, Bill.
Thank you. It's hard to follow the last person in asking for help. Done well and elegantly. But this is something a little bit different, and it comes with vivid and interested perspective from the veterans and pretty much a very enthusiastic management. And Ty was a start of that. So we're looking for, in this case, we have about 5 or 6 jobs or things to do that could help the company and you. One of the things in life is, as we get older, we become a little sedentary and stale. We lose part of the quality of life. And these things would be helping you as quality of life and giving purpose to anybody that gets involved. That's what the vets have done for their whole lives. So they range from just going up to the assisted living and the memory care and talking about the old times, because that's what triggers, especially the memory care people, to express themselves. They might not remember what day it is, but they'll remember what happened 40 years ago. Those are the kind of things that would make them livelier, a little more alert. It wouldn't hurt any of us to get involved in that. There are things that are very manual, like stacking these chairs. That's going to be a big job. It could be a big job setting them up. We're willing to do that with volunteers. At the same time, going up to assisted living could be anybody. Don't have to be mobile for that. So we have a few jobs in between those things, including just picking up trash. I'm looking for a lot more volunteers. We have some already. But the other thing we're looking for is additional ideas on how we can help this community. We help this community, we help ourselves. If we help somebody that's a lot more distressed, maybe somebody will help us when it's our turn. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill, and I would suggest if people were more interested or I wanted to put their name in it to maybe see you right after the meeting.
I'll never leave as long as there's somebody in the room.
Okay, he's going to be the last to leave, so don't hesitate. Even if you just have questions, not sure you want to volunteer, but please consider it. Now we will get Chris Westmoreland will join us to give us the update and the completion of the nominating committee.
Yes, ma'am. Hello again. I have some disappointing news and some awesome news. I'll start with the disappointing news. We will not be having an election. I'm sorry about that. We had 5 wonderful candidates. We were ready to go. We were organized. And one candidate, for his own good reasons, decided to back out. So now we have 4 candidates for 4 open positions. So, no election. Can't believe I'm getting applause for that. Okay, now on to the great news. We have super candidates. They are awesome, and you're going to meet them in just a minute. But I want to let you know they have been thoroughly vetted by the community, by the nominating committee, so they know what the job is. They know what they're in for. We don't want any surprises when they join the board. So they have seen the bylaws, they have seen policies and procedures, they've been told about the committees. So I think they're ready to step up. Now, we've interviewed all of them. They have great attitudes. They want to help you. So I am very, very proud of these people. I'm going to ask them to stand and face you all so you can see them. I'm not going to say a lot about them because they're going to have their bios in the October log, and they're going to speak to you directly in coffee chat on October 10th. So when I call your name, please stand. Barbara Ponatowski, right up here. She's returning for 2 more years. Yay. Okay, Sue Ellen Pinkerton, are you? All right. She is from the B Tower. If you don't know her, please introduce yourself. Eileen Wiederman. She told me she was going to have trouble being here because her daughter's in town and she doesn't get to see her very often. So that is why she's not here. She is from the A Tower. And finally, George Ellis from Gordonia. George has lived here about 6 years, but he had parents that lived here and a sister that lives here, so he's known this community for 25 years. Yeah. Okay, now, I told you their bios are going to be in the October log, and they're going to talk to you on Coffee Chat, so please read and listen to what they have to say because they are going to be your representatives. Thank you.
And the council will definitely like to thank Chris and all her committee for the hard work and the interviews and the success of having such 4 good, strong candidates that will be joining the RAC up here. So in November, we'll introduce them, I guess, again. Then they will go with the current RAC into the sales conference room for the proceedings that take place after that, which is election of officers and discussion of committees. So I look forward to that, as you can only imagine. Okay, with that, we will go to management updates, and Candicia, here she is. Okay, Candicia Sims will banquet, guide, and holiday party. Woo! It's the right season.
Hello, everyone. Yes. First thing, my name is Candacia, but I do go by Candace. So I know a lot of you all are like, well, who's Candacia or who's Candace? It's me. I'm the same person. So hi. I'm going to talk about like just banquet updates and then dining updates. I'm sure if Tyler has something, he can speak on that as well. First thing, for farmers market. A lot of people are confused. When does farmers market happen? Different things like that. Farmers market is the first and third Wednesday of every month, right in the main lobby. It starts at 10 and it stays to 2 o'clock. All right. The honey vendors, they only come on the third Wednesday. So they are out there third Wednesday, same time from 10 to 2. Starting tomorrow, we have a card reader. I know a lot of our employees come as well, or some people who just don't want to use their points. We will have a card reader out at Farmers Market starting tomorrow, so that is another option. And of course, you can also do points or cash. That's for that. For the new residence parties, I know you booked those through CLS, and for your menu-wise, you have an option A or you have an option B. I have been here almost a year. It'll be a year next month, and I have heard your voices. You're tired of option A and option B. So what I have done, I have deconstructed the option A, option B. We have added more items to that as well, and it will now be a create your own type of menu. You will still have the only 7 options, but you get to choose those 7. If you don't want sandwiches and you want hot food, or if you don't want hot food and you just want appetizers, you will get to choose those menu options. So it'll feel more like you have more say-so in what you're getting. Oh, a credit card reader. For your credit cards.
You can pay with your credit card.
So is that new?
Yeah. Because I know before we would like write you a little ticket and you would come down here to Loons at the credit card, but now we have a handheld one that we will have in the main lobby, so you don't have to do the back and forth. For the farmers market. Yes, ma'am. Next. Holiday parties. Holiday parties are coming up. A lot of you have already started booking with me as well. Thank you for that, so I can get ahead. Also, we have I've spoken with Tyler, spoken with Justin, and other people in the kitchen. We have decided for private dining room, I know that's the most important room to you all. You want to have your privacy with your family or, just different friends, different things like that. Private dining room for holiday parties will be based on sign up. So what I have done, I have gone through the month of December. As long as don't have like a department event in there or meetings or different things like that, I have gone through the calendar in December and I've picked days. So the holiday parties, the days vary, and I have those as well. But we are trying to be as flexible as we can and let more of you have the option to have a holiday party. So what will happen is you'll come meet with me and you choose the day you want to have a party. We will be doing 2 times, 11 a.m. and 5 a.m. 5 p.m. No, I won't be here at 5 a.m. It's 11 a.m. and 5 p.m. So that gives the kitchen enough time to regroup. That gives me and other dining staff time to reset the room, and that gives you all more chances to go into that room. So that is that. With that, there are set menu options as well. It's kind of like what I just said for the new res parties. We have selected certain menu items, and it's based on a per person price, as if you were to have your own party in the private dining room. But again, you get to choose your menu choices and make it your own. Now, there will be you can only get offer 2 entrees, an appetizer, a dessert, salad, and bread. But you also have the option to add on to what already is preset. So if you say, hey, I think I'm going to need more than 1 cheese and cracker tray, you can add one on. Also with beer and wine, if you want to add wine beverages, you can add that on as well. You can order it through us, or like you all have been doing, do the $35 corkage fee, and you can bring your own for that as well. The only thing with these parties, we are asking that you have at least 15 people. I say that because it is a lot to do if you only have 10 and say only 5 people want this and 5 people want that. Well, depending on what it is, that's a lot of prep just to do 5 of each entree. So we're asking that you have at least 15 people when you're booking these holiday parties in the private dining room. And also, Egret Hall is still an option. That is more of you just have to sit down with me personally, and we have to check the schedule on Egret Hall. But private dining, like I said, I've gone through the calendar. I've already blocked off all the dates and the times. So you come to me, you say, hey, I want to see what you have in private dining. I want it at 11 o'clock. We figure that out, we book it, and we go from there. Okay?
Maximum number that holds in the private.
It holds 20. It holds 20 people seated in there. Anything else? Okay.
Thank you very much. Very, very informative. And before we move on to Laurel, I have to say, I see a familiar face in the back of the room, and here she is, Brianne Nance Eagle. Yay! That's our new CLS director, which we're very, very excited about. And she's hiding back there. I had to mention it.
I was just watching from afar.
Okay. All right. Welcome.
Of course. Wasn't she worth the wait? She was definitely worth the wait. All right, her first day was yesterday, and she's already hit the ground running. All right, well, good morning, everyone. It's good to see you all. For starters, I just wanted to thank you for the participation that we have seen for this year's resident satisfaction surveys. Please give yourselves a round of applause. That's incredible. So I just want to give a little comparison so that you know why I'm so pleased and so happy. This year we have for independent living, and this is just this morning, but it's still coming through since Saturday was the postmark deadline. We have 94% for independent living participation. Yes. For equity homeowners, 100% participation. Yes. Assisted living, we have 76.6% participation. Memory care, 80% participation. And for our long-term care in the skilled nursing facility, 100% participation. That is incredible. And as you can imagine, the higher levels of care, we have a lot of family members that we need to reach out to, that we need to bring in, that we either need to mail to them or invite them in for family nights. And let me tell you, these teams that you see, they're all standing around the outside, they did the work. So great job to you all. Thank you so much. And just so you know, our community rate then right now, and it's climbing still, is 90% participation for the entire community. That's excellent. And then just so you know where we were 2 years ago, our community rate was 62%. Wah, wah. To be fair, we were coming out of COVID, and I think the ones that really loved us were like, I don't want to grade you on what we've seen. We just want to put that away and move on. So anyway, so great job. Thank you all so much. That was a huge initiative, and everyone in this room here is responsible for making it successful. Okay, so on to some fun topics. I've got some IT-related things I just want to make you all aware of. Everything that we talk about today will be in the administrative newsletter, so you'll have it in writing as well. But for starters, we've talked about this Comcast fiber that we've been working on, and you've been getting the emails and the text messages about Comcast is working in our area. So come to find out, in order to get ready for the fiber, they have had to do a lot of work on the existing infrastructure that they have. And we call that, where it's going to connect is called the head end. So they've had to prepare that for the fiber transition, for it to transition over. So it's my understanding that they're finalizing that for the install, and within the next 2 weeks or so, I should have a Comcast representative telling me, okay, we're okay to schedule the install date. So we're still about 30 to 60 days out for that piece of it, but we're just steadily moving, and I'm very proud of Comcast for continually progressing, because sometimes, you know, when you're working with Comcast, things can kind of just take a dive. So we're steadily moving forward for that. Then another Comcast project, for those of you who have the white boxes that are affixed to your wall, those boxes, those are called DTAs. I honestly don't know what it stands for. That's just what we call them. And they are end of life, like many other things we have in this building. So Comcast is working is on a project with me on when we're going to do a full replacement and upgrade of those boxes. Nothing is set in stone yet. This is still in discussions. It's going to happen. It's just a matter of when. So when it does happen, though, there's going to be a big project where we're going to have technicians going through all the apartments throughout the towers, replacing those white boxes with their upgraded boxes, which will likely be the X1 boxes, if any of you are familiar with X1 or want to Google it, X1 Xfinity. And they're just going to be a newer box, basically. Same service, all of that. It's just a new, something that they're going to upgrade us to. And then also Egret Hall. So as many of you who have been using this space have noticed, our dear projector, who I think is about the same age as me, has called it kaputs. And so we've been using the mobile display that's off in the corner there. We knew this day was coming. We just didn't know it was going to be so imminent. So thankfully, before maternity leave, I actually had some quotes lined up for what it would look like to upgrade the entire system here, microphones, speakers, projector included, and to make it a little bit more user-friendly for the groups that use this space so that they don't have to be necessarily tech gurus like Sarah Jane, who knows how to do everything, but they can kind of just, press a button and it'll work. Imagine that. So since it went kaput, we went ahead and submitted that request and those quotes earlier this year, and it's just pending our owner's approval at this point. So hopefully by the end of the year, we will see the upgrade occur sooner rather than later. But it is on the docket. All of the things that we've done have been submitted thus far, and we're just waiting for approval and the okay to move forward. All right. Thank you. Okay. Something, again, of note, we're still solidifying the date for this. I'm moving on to the security part of my job. And the parking garage, both floors, first and second floor, are going to need to be restriped. Those lines, if you've noticed, the sun has on the top floor has definitely faded those lines. It's making it harder to see the spaces. But with 150 spaces, and that being our overflow lot, that's closing that off is going to be a major challenge. So we're going to have to coordinate that. And thankfully, we have data through our AccuShield kiosks. We know events in advance. So we're going to pick the day that already has the lowest level of traffic. We're not going to choose a Wednesday when all of our doctors are here and everybody's coming to the wellness clinic, for example. We're going to pick a day that historically has low visitation so that it will impact the least amount of people, and we'll give you advance notice. But we're looking to plan that in early October, just so that it's coming. We'll have to do each floor separately, so we'll do the top floor one day likely, and then we'll do the bottom floor another. So that also means that everybody with their reserved parking spaces, you're going to get to be employees for a day and park in all of our employee parking lots instead of parking down in your reserved spaces. You're not actually working, you're just parking there. So we'll let you know more of that once we have it, but I just want to let you all know it's coming. So be prepared, and when security says you got to move out of your space, you got to move out of your space. All right? And then lastly, one of the things I wanted to touch on was communication. So I think we've done a pretty decent job at this point that if residents don't know what's happening, it's more of because they don't want to know what's happening, not that it wasn't provided in multiple formats. So at this point, we just want to refine and we want to polish. And we notice that boxes are overstuffed with paper. And it's not that we want to go away from paper, we just want to only put the things that you actually want on paper out in the boxes. So I, over the course of the next couple of months, are going to kind of come up with a game plan, send out a survey to you all to get a pulse survey, and basically break it down. What items do you absolutely must need to have in paper? And for example, the activities calendar. Well, I want that printed out and I want it on my fridge so that I can take notes and highlight on it. But that weekly update I get from Katie every week, I don't need that in my box. I like to know the information when I'm checking my email, but I don't need it stuffed in my box. Also, while we're doing this, I want to refine the texting. Why am I getting texted about Don Miniart? I don't care about that guy. Or why didn't they tell me that bingo was canceled? That ruined my whole day. So trying to find the way, because I've heard it, I'm not making this up, I've heard it all, just so you know. Just to find the way to communicate the best we can to the most amount of people and what that's going to look like. And I, of course, like everything, I want your opinion. It's your feedback. You're the ones that we're doing this for, so we want to make sure it works for you. So be on the lookout for that. Like I said, it's going to become probably in the next month so that we can get the resident satisfaction surveys behind us and close those out. And then starting January 1st will be the rollout of any changes that we do make to the communication platforms. And one other item under that is we're going to definitely, especially with Brienne's partnership, going to focus more on the app, making sure the app is extremely updated, has all the right information on it. And one of the best problems we've had in a long time is that there are too many people wanting to host events, and it's just getting a little confusing, but it's a great problem to have. So we're going to have 3 calendars. One for dining and banquets, where Candacia, when she wants to have a wine tasting, That's going to go on her calendar. When she wants to have dinner and a movie, that's going to go on her calendar. When Chrissy and Ashley in the Wellness Center are wanting to have wellness events, that's going to go on their calendar. And then, of course, CLS with their activities. But then from the resident perspective, if you want to know when the Fresh Market is, well, it's going to show up on the app for your daily activities, and you're not going to have to go searching for it or asking a bunch of people when and where these events are. On your side, it's going to be all streamlined in one place. But on their side, they're going to be able to manage each of their separate calendars. So again, that's something that we're going to work forward and definitely have by the first of the year, if not sooner. All right. That is all that I have for you. Thank you.
One question, go ahead.
As some of you probably know, the last veterans
Program.
outside communication was a nightmare, and I know Ty will agree with that. We need some kind of system for when we have outside events, because that speaker system was an absolute nightmare.
Yes.
We sat in the heat, we could not hear. Finally, Ty understood what we were trying to say. Come forward. He did. We were able to hear him. The rest of the program was totally over everyone's head.
Yeah.
So let's work on getting a decent speaker system for when we have events in the parking lot.
Yes, ma'am. For those of you who couldn't hear, Jen was referring to a veterans event that was held out in the parking lot where on Memorial Day, where the audio system was not what it needed to be. There are many facets to that. Some of it is the user error and the user component of it. Some of it is technology. But that's also something, I mean, again, kudos to Brianne. She came to my office yesterday on her first day, and she says, what do I need from you that's going to make me successful? What are the residents asking for? And one of the things that we talked about is making sure that everyone on the CLS team understands the equipment that they're using or might need to be using. We're going to do training on it. We're going to make sure the equipment's up to snuff, and we'll be able to hopefully deter all of that. There's always going to be uncontrollables, but what we can control, we're going to make sure we clean it up. All right. Thank you, Jen.
Thank you, Laurel. And now we have our executive director's report. Here we go, Ty.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. It's always wonderful to see a packed house here at the community meeting. And this every other month format means we get to pack in even more updates for everybody. And today has been full of exciting announcements. So I'm really glad to be here today to share a few more pieces of good news with the community, some important transitions, and a few heartfelt thank yous as well. I want to kick it off with green roof updates and the naming survey. I am very excited to report that our green roof project is in the final stretch. Let me say it one more time. I am very excited. I think we've been reporting on the green roof for at least 3 years in these community meetings, at least, maybe 4 or 5. Anyway, I am very excited to report that, and the greenery, including the plantings and the planters, are actually scheduled to be installed this week. I think they're starting today. Don't quote me on that. And the last pieces of the remaining furniture, for those of you residents that have been up there to take a look at it, that is not all of the furniture. We have another furniture order that will come in next week to finish off the furnishing. But the space is open. Residents are encouraged to stop by, take a look, and enjoy a preview of the new amenity to come. I can already envision residents gathering there with a cup of coffee in the morning, enjoying small programs with Brianne and activities during the day under the sun, or maybe an evening party on the rooftop. So it's going to be a real asset for all of our residents. So it has been a long time coming, but hopefully by the end of this month we can start enjoying it. And I know Brianne already has a kickoff event scheduled. I think it's an evening cocktail party on the roof, the terrace, the green roof, whatever we end up calling it. So now many of our residents did participate in the survey to name the area. So I do want to thank all of you for responding. We had a great response to that, which was which was truly fantastic. So the name receiving the most votes thus far is The Terrace. So The Terrace is currently in the lead. We'll officially unveil the new name in the newsletter that's upcoming and at the grand opening. But I did want to at least let everybody know who was in the lead thus far, and that is The Terrace. All right, I'm going to transition to some team member introductions and promotions. This is an exciting piece. We've had several important leadership changes and additions recently, and I really want to take a moment to welcome and recognize these individuals. The first of which is Kim Pagana. Kim is in the back. I don't know if anybody can see her back there. But Kim is our Director of Innovative Home Services, and Kim has been with us for about a month, and she's making great strides within the IHS department, meeting budget and supporting residents through all the service lines we have, and looking at expanding services to offer to residents as well. This one brings me a lot of joy. Where's Natalie Gibbs? Natalie Gibbs is out here. There's Miss Natalie Gibbs. We all know and love Natalie Gibbs, and she has... Natalie, come on up here. All right, where's Kim? Come on up. That was Carol Bertani's request. So, Carol, thank you for that. So, Natalie, we all know and love Natalie, right? She has been she's been the rock of environmental services for a long time. And she has earned this position very, very much. It wasn't all the death threats that I got if I didn't hire her that she was going to get the job. But I do want you to know you had a ton of support with probably the majority of these residents out here for your promotion. So congratulations, Natalie Gibbs. Pam stole my thunder on this one, but that's all right. We'll share the thunder. Miss Brianne Eagle. Brianne, come on up. Brianne has held multiple positions here at Cypress Village over the course of 5 to 6 years. She left for a brief stint, and what she had told me when she was thinking about coming back was, Cypress Village fills my cup. Can I come back? And I said, absolutely. So, Brianne, congratulations on your return as a director of CLS. So we are very, very happy to have you. Where's Michaela? Michaela, come on up here. Michaela Balke has recently been promoted, if some of our residents do not know. She's staying in dining services. Don't get nervous. But Michaela Balke has now been promoted to the dining services coordinator. Michaela has always been a standout in the front of the house, as all of you residents know, and she's actually become a great character on Coffee Chat. I think a lot of residents look forward to seeing her every week on Friday. But Michaela, congratulations. We're looking forward to great things from you. Is Candace Coleman anywhere around? Okay, Candace Coleman is making sure everyone here gets a paycheck on Friday. So. Candace Coleman is in the HR department, and she actually held the HR department together for us prior to Emily coming back to her role. Candace just recently got promoted from a generalist to a manager. She is our human resources manager now, and she has just been a great, great addition to that team. So congratulations to her. Let's give everybody a quick round of applause. Now, unfortunately, I also want to acknowledge an important transition that is actually happening today. Today is going to be Connie Hickman's last day as our assisted living director. Connie has been a key part of Cypress Village, leading the teams in both Northern and Southern Pines, champion culture, ensuring compliance, with grace and diligence. We want to thank her for her dedication and wish her all the best in the future. Connie, come up here. On behalf of myself, Cypress Village, we cannot thank you enough for a job well done. So I'm going to turn it over to her to say a couple parting words. But what we wanted to do was provide Connie with a little parting gift. And it's a picture of Cypress Village with our signatures and just some notes wishing her the best. It's one of our traditions here at Cypress. So Connie, congratulations. Don't cry.
So I was not expecting this. I was not prepared. What I do want to say is it is very difficult to leave here. A lot of your faces, I've really go around, have really come to know a lot of our IL residents. And wow, what a great, great group. You have such a great team here. Everyone has been so supportive, and I cannot say enough good things. It's very difficult to leave here because I love this community so much. And I just want to say thank you for my support. Thank you for everything. Thank you, residents, my AL and memory care, my partners in crime, and all the support that I have gotten. I will forever be grateful for this opportunity. I wish you nothing but the best and expect to see a lot of good things continue to come out of Cypress Village. So thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Connie. And I just wanted to reference with Connie's departure, obviously we're going to be recruiting for the assisted living director. We will have Stacy Trunacek, who is basically an operations specialist with LCS, and she's going to be here tomorrow through the rest of the week, and then she'll be here the following week at least. We're very grateful for her continued support, and it really helps us fill a gap when we have a big hole like Connie's absence. So with that, I'm going to transition into recognition and thank yous. As everyone knows, recognition is a huge part of what I like to do, and it's very important to me. And I want to close out my remarks by extending gratitude to a few individuals who have given their time and leadership in meaningful ways to the village. I want to start off with Virginia Ratliff. Where's Virginia? She's at a doctor's appointment. But Virginia Ratliff, as mentioned earlier, recently had stepped down as the chair of the floor leaders of many, many years. A big thank you to Virginia for her years of service. We're pleased to welcome Louise Fontecchio as the chair, who had said some words earlier, and Miss Linda Dougherty, who is continuing as secretary. So thank you, Linda. Little applause for that group, please. Speaking of Linda, this is her last year as the chair of the Employee Appreciation Fund Committee. Linda, a huge, huge thank you to you for your leadership in helping us celebrate our employees year after year. It's one of my favorite days in the village every single year, and I'm looking forward again to this year. But a huge thank you for your time, and starting in 2026, we're going to have Miss Gail Reed taking on that role, who is already working closely with Linda and the committee to support this year's fundraising drive. So let's give them a round of applause. And last but not least, after 6 years of dedicated service, we had Mr. Paul Cairns announce his retirement as the president of the scholarship committee. Is Paul here? Okay, I didn't see him earlier. Okay, we want to thank Paul for his commitment to such an important program. And by a unanimous vote, Kate Pierce has been elected as the new president, continuing to lead the annual fundraising campaign. And one of our new residents, Michael Corrigan. Michael, stand, put your hand up. He has been elected as the new treasurer, succeeding Kate in that role. Michael, thank you for taking that on as a new resident. So thank you all. So in closing, whether we are going to be enjoying the terrace together or welcoming our new leaders or celebrating the accomplishments of our committees and our community, I think we can all agree Cypress Village is moving forward with momentum as well as pride. I want to thank all of you for your energy, your ideas, and partnership in making this community such a special place. And with that, I am going to turn it over to Pam to introduce Dr. Periani. Thank you all.
Thank you, Ty. You're a big part that makes this community what it is, too, and I think I have to say, and I think everyone would agree. With that, I have the pleasure of introducing from University of North Florida, Dr. Periani. Did I get close?
So how's everyone doing today? All right. Well, we're going to make you even more well. How's that? It's all about wellness. So last year we launched our partnership formally. We've been partners for UNF and Cypress Village and partners for a long time. But we kind of formalized the relationship with UNF Day that we did. And we talked about a lot of things we want to do. So one of the things that was coming on the horizon was artificial intelligence. So everybody up to speed on AI? Yeah? All right, good. Well, if you're not and you want to learn even some more, so UNF has put out a program called AI for Work and Life Certificate. So it's a kind of a general overview. It's meant for the community, everyone. It's not specifically for any sector, if you will. We do have programs that we're coming up with specific sectors. If you're more interested, we'll give you more information on that too. But this general information is meant for the whole community. And our president, who has a great vision, President Lamam, he had said, and he was here at UNF Day, I don't know if you remember last year, and he had made a commitment that this was going to be free to the whole community. So the certificate will actually is launched, but the program will start on Tuesday, September 25th is the first day it'll start. It's an 8-week program. So each week there are modules. It's online. So, and we can provide the link to you. It's free to register, and it'll be free till the end of the year to get a certificate. If you complete it, we'll actually give you an AI certificate, which you can use for showing off that you're the smartest person on this campus, right? At least you can even come to UNF and boast about it, because many people at UNF have not done this, obviously, either. We've actually developed the program, but many of us haven't even actually on campus taken it, you know. So it'll be a great program. As I mentioned, till the end of December will be free if you want to get a certificate, but it'll be free forever. The online access will be there. If you don't really care about the certificate, some people do if they're working and want to show off, maybe get a raise, you know, for their employees to show the boss off. Then they get a certificate. But if you don't care about the certificate, it'll actually be free available. So there's not a rush to do it unless you want that certificate, which I said will be free until December 31st. Just to give you an idea, the charge for this is $250. So it's a gift from us to the community for each person. So we'll provide, actually there's a link. It sort of looks like this, but I'll get you the link because it's on a piece of paper that you need. You need to actually go online and register. As I said, it's free to register. So really, everybody should do it. Yes, we'll send you the link. If I give you the link, it's too long. No, I know. Yeah, but we'll send you the link, okay? Everybody's going to go. Yeah, we'll make sure you get the link. Yeah, we'll make sure you get the link, okay? I can give you a piece of paper, then you got to still type it and stuff. It's not right. So better we get you to electronically, okay? Access to it. So the second thing I want to talk about is we had talked about doing many things together. And some of the things we did this year, we had a dance party and other things. So we came up with this idea of a celebration gala. And we have a healthcare symposium that's, again, to the whole community. And this would be kind of like the cherry on the top of that symposium. On Friday night, we're going to do a celebration gala. And they'll be composed of many aspects of celebrating. So first thing we're going to celebrate, of course, we talk about AI. Now, some of you like to learn online. Does anybody really like to learn online, or whether you do it on person? Yeah. So I'm bringing the world's expert on AI, who happens to be in Jacksonville. His name is Bruce Hultgren. He runs the research department at Mayo Clinic. And so he's up on more stuff that you're probably even going to find in the module, because he's giving you stuff that's really cutting edge. So there'll be a seminar by Bruce Hultgren on what's Mayo doing in the digital health era. So it'll be a great program to come actually listen in person and do that. But that's just a start off. So after that, we're going to actually recognize some healthcare leaders of the community. We started that last year. And it's a secret, so only in this room. But our healthcare leader of the year will be Ty Morgan. Recognized. And we also have a healthcare leader who's an alumnus of UNF, and that's going to be Sarah Nina. So, again, it's a secret, so don't anybody tell anybody except, don't put it on YouTube. No, edit that part out, okay? So, because it's supposed to be a surprise. Okay. So it's October 24th, Friday night. It'll be on the UNF campus at the University Center. Now, Cypress Village I forgot to mention, Cypress Village is our major sponsor. So thanks to Ty and Sarah and the rest of the staff for supporting that. And for that, we have arranged for admission for all of you at no cost up to a certain number. So kind of they'll figure out how to do that because we have a capacity issue also. So, but we can arrange for free attendance for this. Again, a value of over $100. Okay, so part of that celebration. Go ahead. You were going to ask me something.
Are there going to have buses together?
Yeah. So this is you're hearing about it before anybody's even heard about the details. Okay, so you're hearing about it. We're just planning the event. So that was part one of the event was, as I mentioned, Bruce Hultgren. Then we're going to have the Healthcare Leaders Award. And then the best part starts. Then the fun part starts. That is, we're going to have, obviously, a dinner, and then we're going to have entertainment. And we have a world-class performer named Akia Uwanda, who's going to be performing. She's a jazz singer with a band, is going to perform. And then also she's going to have dancing for everyone. So remember, we did a dance party here. So we're going to have Arthur Murray there. And thanks to your inspiration, many of you met my graduate student, Kendall Cashman. Kendall and I got together and we urged the university and we formed the first UNF ballroom dance club. So the club has already got UNF student members. They're going to come and dance with y'all. So it'll be perfect. So they'll be doing it. But we'll also have Arthur Murray people come and dance with y'all. So it's going to be a dance party as well as entertainment. So it's really the best evening, and I'd say it's a gala. It's going to be, dress up, have a good time, and then let's honor our leaders in the community. So it'll be a great evening. So this will be Friday night, October 24th, starting at 6 p.m. Okay. And again, we'll get you the details through the communication channels here on what's going to happen there. So that's kind of like the two activities kind of coming up, as I mentioned in the celebration. But we got many other activities we're going to plan through the year. We just had our athletic schedule released for basketball. So we had a little bit of small outing last year. We're going to do a big outing this year. We're going to pick a game that's suitable to your schedule and our schedule that works out the best. And then have that available where you can come on out as a group and sit as a group. And it'll be Cypress Night at UNF basketball. We also in spring we'll have baseball. The schedule's nowhere near set. We're just the team's still getting recruiting and getting trained. But in the springtime when baseball season comes around, we'll also do a baseball game. So if y'all want to come we'll do a Cypress Day at baseball. And then we also have soccer going on. So the turnout for soccer is plus minus, but we'll also arrange a day for soccer if you want to come to it. I'm a big soccer fan actually. And then we won the ASUN championship in soccer last year. So our best team on campus is actually the soccer team. Okay, so come see them. They already started playing, and I think they're gonna compete again this year. So again, we'll just look out for dates for these athletic events. And then there's also other events for musical events, arts events that we'll put together for you. There's a jazz concert in Christmas. We'll get together as soon as the date's set. So if y'all want to attend that, we can facilitate that also for you. And then last but not least, I'm going to talk about we had done, and thanks to all of you who had participated, we had done a health monitoring study on blood pressure on the residents, and we had monitored about 100 people. And we actually reported that in the medical literature. It's really very astounding results. But as a expansion of that, been doing a study on the athletes, speaking of the athletic department, of personal health monitoring of athletes to see how they condition themselves, how they take care of themselves, using a Fitbit or an Apple Watch or a Samsung Galaxy or any of the tracking devices. Easy, you just wear it, and then we get you some data back on your health. So if we talk about health and wellness, we can actually predict your wellness by this methodology that we've come up with. So we actually got a personal health index that we've come up with that will give you a score every day that will tell you what your health index is and your likelihood for longevity, because I think we're all concerned about living longer, better, in a well condition. So that this is a great indicator of that. So we'll be talking a little bit more about bringing that to campus here in the future as soon as I get okay from these guys. So lots of things coming up at UNF. Anything goes on at UNF, or you have ideas or wanted to find out more about, certainly reach out to staff. They know how to get to me. But Kendall Cashman's here on campus. She's my graduate student, and thanks. She's working as an administrative assistant to your executive team. So she's on campus. So please reach out to her. Just go by our office or let Sarah or Katie know, and they'll get in touch with her, and she can give you direct information about anything going on campus. So I'm happy to answer any questions about UNF. It's really a great year. So our year is just started. So that's what I mean by year. Our year doesn't go on calendar. We go in the school year. So it started, in August, and we'll go through late May. So that's what we have planned for this year for you. Okay. So yes, question for you.
On the AI course.
Yes, sir.
Online, is that going to be every Tuesday at a specific time?
No. So
if you're traveling.
No.
You could go on.
Yeah. So.
Wednesday night or whatever.
Yeah, and then you don't even have to keep up. We're just going to release a module a week. It's sort of like Netflix, where you get one series. When they release it one night, you can come back and watch it anytime. So yeah, catch up. If you miss it, no problem. It's just posted once a week. And the idea there is to kind of stagger the learning a little bit. We don't want you to try to do the ideal learning. This is what we do our students, is we do modules. And so you don't want to you don't want them to binge on learning, because you don't retain. It's not like Netflix where you watch all the series all at once and then you enjoy what the ending is. There's no ending to this. This is just a start. So the learning is better if you do it piecemeal, because the material will stick with you better. So it'll be once a week a new module we release, but you can do it when you're sleeping, when you're awake, whenever you want to. You're traveling, doesn't matter. It'll be online available anywhere. So, well, you just have to register, and it will give you a notification when the new module's released, so you'll know when it's available. Okay.
How long does each module?
About an hour. So it's about an 8-hour course that we think 8 to 10 hours is what most people will do to complete it. Okay. So, and there's a quiz or a test. You have to pass the. So you have to pass a test to get the certificate. So it's just not, you just don't wave through it and just go to the test and say completed. So. Yeah, absolutely.
Hi, everybody. Sorry, I just wanted to jump in real quick. So with in regards to the AI course, there is plans starting on right after the first module drops that every week we will host a course for the residents in the Marsh Media Lounge. We'll help you get registered, as well as hosting the class for you. So don't worry about that. So that everyone can get certified, absolutely. And then the other thing about the healthcare symposium on the 24th, there is a seat capacity on that. More information will come out in the next newsletter, and there will be a simulcast for the people who can't physically attend. We will be hosting it in Egret Hall, so we can all watch the presentation at the same time. We want to make sure we honor Sarah and Ty, so we will make sure that that is available for residents who can't physically attend. So I just wanted to hop in on that, but more information will come out in the October newsletter. Okay? Great. Thank you.
And we're actually thinking that we'd have the party here. If you can't come, we'll have somebody actually dance with you, because the music will be online, so you can come dance in front. So we'll continue the party. There'll be a here party and a there party, so party everywhere. That's what I like. Party time. Any other questions? Thanks for that's great. See, they're working on it already. Well, I just throw out the ideas and they figure out how to do it. So.
We're going to be Employer of the Day in October at UNF.
Yes, wonderful. Yeah, congratulations. So yeah, So Cypress Village is going to be the Employer of the Year at UNF in October, and we're going to honor them and recognize them. So we have a career fair for all the employers to be there, and Cypress Village is chosen to be the Employer of the Year. So, any other questions? Well, go Ospreys, right? Right.
Thank you very much, Dr. Pariani. It's very exciting, all those things. I'm especially interested in some of the sports. Do you have a women's volleyball team? Yes, and oh, we might want to look at a game for that, Brianna. Okay, women's volleyball. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's I used to go when I was in Savannah to the Armstrong in southern Georgia. It's very exciting, very exciting. Okay, we had a great meeting. I just wanted to close with, we only have our community meetings every other month. So our next community meeting is November, and just to keep you on your toes, it's also on a Monday. But it will be at 10 o'clock because Tuesday is Veterans Day. So it'll be November 10th, which is a Monday, and it'll be at 10 o'clock. But as you will soon see at the beginning of October, our posters and other reminders of our Employee Appreciation Gift Fund that we start in all of October, starts October 1st. A letter is going out October 1st, I was told, and it will be October 1st to Thanksgiving, okay? So there'll be reminders, there'll be letters, there'll be envelopes. Instructions, I believe, are in the letter, but you drop the donation in box C-140 in the library. If you had to mail it, you can mail it too. But let's be generous. We had a good year last year. I'd like to supersede that year this year. We have many more residents. We're talking 96%. So with all those residents, and if they're new residents, please, you ones who have been here longer like myself, talk it up. Let them know how important it is. Remind them of all the services they get because they don't see it. You don't see anybody in the back room. You don't see all the people that are working to prepare things and be there, or people who are working at night. So let's really talk it up. Again, you'll be notified officially October 1st and as generous as possible. So do you have any closing remarks? Because otherwise. Okay, with that. Oh, wait, Katie. Oh, yes, I forgot. Questions? Katie will lead, and they come from the mail-in first, which I think were only a couple, but then from the floor. Thank you, Katie.
Yep. We're running a little short on time, so we'll kind of fly through the ones that were submitted in advance. As a reminder, if you have any questions for community meeting or any topics you would like to suggest, you can email those to life@cypressvillageretirement.com, or you can email me directly. Our first, we talked a lot today about volunteer opportunities. We did get a question, or a suggestion rather, regarding creating a space or a module on the app that can be available to residents looking for volunteer opportunities. I do believe we did get something up in the meantime, but we were waiting for Brianne to rejoin the team, and we will expand on that, especially as the Veterans Volunteer Group gets put together, and Brianne is identifying a ton of opportunities for resident volunteers. So stay tuned, but check out that module on the app in the meantime, and let Brianne know if you have any other suggestions regarding volunteer opportunities. Another question we got was regarding re-implementing the use of the laundry tags, particularly for those of you who live here in the towers and get your bedding and things washed weekly. So Natalie did reprint the laundry tags. And Natalie, are those in rotation currently, or?
We just got them yesterday. I brought some if anybody would want one for their next week's laundry. They will be going out in your laundry beginning today moving forward. So those big long paper where you had to write all kinds of stuff on it are gone. These are the ones we used to have, or if you're new, they're new to you. It just tells you what it is, sheets, and how many, what color is it, pillowcases, and everything like that. These are much more easy and user-friendly than the papers we have had, so please enjoy them.
Thank you, Natalie. And we'll talk a little bit more about those as well in the upcoming newsletter. Natalie, while you're close by, we did have a rollover topic from last community meeting, which was regarding recycling for the towers, just where we're at with that project, and if you've decided whether or not that is feasible.
That, I'm sorry, got put on a back burner with a lot of moving parts of the department. I'll look into it deeper this time, and I'll have great news for you next community meeting.
Thank you. Yes, sure. Regarding recycling, what can residents do with their plastic bags, Natalie?
So if you must recycle the plastic bags, Publix and Walmart both have a place to put them. Other than that, we don't have a place for those at this time, nor will we probably ever.
Okay. Yeah, Publix does have recycling receptors right outside, and we have shopping trips to Publix. Yes? 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 Hold on 1 second for the mic, please.
I'm a new resident, and I'm not sure what your recycling question was to Natalie last month, but those takeout boxes are number 6, which are not recyclable.
Right.
Did you discuss that, or is there a way you can now go to 5? Because many of them in other restaurants are 5, which is recyclable.
Have we assessed the containers we're using for to-goes, Tyler, for recyclability?
You all probably noticed that the deliveries are being made with paper, your pickup meals are being made with paper. So deliveries, to-goes, all of that have been packaged and prepared in paper products for bags, and then for the takeout container, we're still trying to find the right one. But the one that you will see today compared to what you saw last week is different, and it is a compostable style. I just don't know exactly what the rating is on it. It's an eco-friendly box, though. I can tell you that's what it says, at least when I order it.
So in the last week, there's been a change then, it sounds like,
we've had several changes over the past couple of weeks regarding that specifically.
Okay. Someone is still getting styrofoam. All right, so we can circle back in the newsletter in writing on what changes we've made to go dining materials, and then what changes we are going to look at in the future.
Right, so the box is what we are focusing on first. That's what we have the majority of. Styrofoam, yes. For the soup containers, yes, that was still there. For the drink containers, yes, that's still there, but we are working on finding product for those as well. And Publix will take styrofoam.
Publix recycles styrofoam containers.
Yes. Okay, speaking, just to continue through the questions that were submitted in advance, we did get a question. We've had a couple of positions turnover, notably the chef. I know that's been a little disruptive and worrisome to several of you here. We did get a question regarding what initiatives are being taken to hire qualified staff and retain them, and a comment regarding the turnover rate. I did follow up on this question, and from what I understand, this was specifically concerning more so dining. But we have Emily Gann, our wonderful Director of Human Resources, who can shed a little light for you guys on where we're at with retention and turnover.
So I really wanted to offer some stats more, because I know that these are individuals that you see every day in the dining room. They're employees that you see on a regular basis. And just to give you some stats about the changes and where we're at now, and where Tyler and I continue to partner and get to be that employer of choice for dining. Essentially, what I did want to share is through year to date, 5.25% of our dining employees were termed due to work authorizations. That means that they were legally not able to work in the U.S. anymore. Just going to put it out there. The programs ended. They couldn't produce IDs upon hire, which counts against our turnover rates, or their work authorization was not renewed. The other piece I wanted to share with you is 17.5% of dining terms year to date were PRN. So really the numbers have not. So PRN, to clarify, is there individuals that do work, but they come in as needed. You may not feel like they probably were full-time or part-time employees and they became PRN. The issue we have there is there's two regulatory compliance issues. If they don't work within a certain period of time with ACA, we have to separate. So if we can't get them to come in and work a shift, we have to separate. That might be why you see some boomerang faces where they come back. The other piece is training compliance. Even though we're talking about the independent living area over here, if they walk through the health center, ACA deems that direct contact. So if I don't have them trained, if we don't have them trained, and if they have not been active, and I can't explain to ACA what they've been doing, we have to separate. I also wanted to share that essentially, since I started in March, our turnover was 80.2%. Last year was over
103%.
Okay. Where we are as of August, end of month, August 2025, is 37.8. That is a reduction of 42.4%. Tyler and I have been partnering very, very heavily in regards to why do people leave. We're talking to them. We're following up with them. We're making sure that we do our due diligence as it pertains to separations. Please understand, I don't take separations lightly. I have to answer if they're litigated. So please understand, if there's a separation, we're going to do it for a reason. But then the other piece, if we're losing people, we want to make sure that we know why. And is there anything that we could change? Is there anything we can do different? Is it a training issue? So just hang in there with us as we continue to work through it. With the partnership that Tyler and I have, I did want to share that dining, on average, a reduction of turnover each month for the past 3 months has been over 15%. So every month, it's getting better and better. So we're going to continue partnering. Hopefully that's an overview, but I appreciate your partnership.
Awesome. Thank you, Emily. And one more question submitted in advance. Hopefully I'm not missing any. How might the LCS purchase of V properties, which Ty talked about a little bit on Coffee Chat, positively impact residents here at Cypress Village? More buying power? For an example, could a resident of a V community in Naples, per se, have an easy opportunity to now relocate to family here at Cypress Village? So Ty, would you like to shed a little light on this LCS merger?
Sure. That's kind of a tough question to answer at this point in time. To say that this transaction or this acquisition will directly affect Cypress Village, that's going to be tough to say. But what I will say is that LCS is a big company. They manage Cypress Village. We don't know what the ownership of Cypress Village looks like in the future. However, this potential acquisition is going to bring a breadth of new individuals that work for V, new visions, new experiences, new opportunities that we may not see here at LCS. They could bring some talent that we may not have or have opportunities for here at LCS. Maybe not Cypress Village specifically, but it could specifically impact Cypress Village. Now, residents coming from Naples to stay at Cypress Village, that's probably not going to happen unless they have a friend or they want to stay in a guest suite. We don't have any type of reciprocity at this time that I'm aware of with V, so that is not something that I see in the immediate future. But anyway, it is an exciting move. They're very high-end, very well-run, very well-managed. The family is simply wanting to get out of the business, and they don't have a succession plan for those properties. So this was a perfect opportunity. Katie?
All right, and we are 5 minutes over from our extended time, but are there any final questions or any questions for the betterment of the group from the floor? We've got one here, Brianne, Jan Taft. Yes. We do. We have one guest suite and one maintenance guest suite. So the question was regarding the occupancy report. It noted that the numbers were just a little different because we have recently added an apartment back into inventory. The question was, do we have any guest suites? Yes, we do. B614 is our... is the apartment that we inventory, and the guest suite is... There is a guest suite. It is managed by the concierge desk. We also have a partnership with Marriott down the road, and we also are working on a partnership with the new Hilton at Mayo Clinic. So we do have options for all of you who have guests coming in town for the holidays. With that being said, that will conclude our Q&A portion. Thank you.
Katie, thank you. And with that, we will adjourn the meeting. Thank you so much for your attendance.